Hey, Ospreys. Welcome to episode 14 of the Healthy Osprey podcast. My name is Cire,
And I'm Kathy.
and today we'll be talking about a variety of things, such as how campus life is going to be changing due to COVID-19, and how our life and just how Americans' life have been changing due to COVID-19. We see that there has been a recent uptake of cases in Florida in particular, and there's been different states in how they dealt with COVID-19 and how their numbers have been changing, but particularly in Florida, we've experienced a high number of cases recently. So we're going to be talking more about that and how campus life may be changing due to the increase in numbers.
Yeah. So obviously like this whole week and last week was like the peak of us, and I feel like it's definitely changing every day. Like eventually hopefully we will see the cases declining, but also it is a good thing that obviously more people are getting tested. There's the availability of testing, and that's a really good thing to know. So, literally, the highest amount of cases was, I think it was recorded on, I think it was like June 28th, or no, June 27th. And it was 9,585 cases, which is kind of a
Yeah,
lot.
it was
But,
crazy.
um, we don't know exactly the exact, uh, you know, like I would say like the demographics as to like we do know that it's a trend in like older ages, but as of now, like
Hmm.
because obviously there's like all the young people that like to go out and everything like that. So like
Hmm.
what if there's a thing where it's actually maybe younger people that get it now instead of older people? Who knows? Um, but maybe the deaths are associated with older people getting. However, there's not as much older people cases. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It's like the young people are the ones. It seems like the young people are the ones getting it, carrying it.
Yeah.
So they are leading to the more cases. That we have like the high number of cases, but in relative to deaths, I mean, it shows that relevance to cases is equally relevant to the number of deaths because once cases go up, deaths go up. So I think that's the only danger with that. But I mean, it seems like the young people are going out again because the bars opened up before. I mean, they're closed now in Jacksonville, but the bars opened up, the beaches opened up, things like that. People started going outside more. People didn't wear masks, and then cases shot up. I mean, who can be surprised that this happened? So,
I think,
but
yeah.
yeah, but I mean, a lot of cases have been centralized, like in South Florida. So, like,
Yeah,
um,
definitely in Miami.
yeah,
That's those have the highest amount of cases. But anyways, so with that being said, obviously like there has been, I think a lot of us have definitely wondered about how, school's gonna be opening up, and like they're modifying like the schedules and stuff. But I think it's a little too soon to honestly make that decision since we're like right now at the the point where obviously, we have the highest amount of cases in this whole time that we've been in Florida and since March. So obviously like we reached that point. But I feel like I think it is like we were fine when before the governor decided to open up the state. But then as soon as everyone kind of got like crazy, and I think that's when some things changed. And so I do you think it's like a little too soon to just decide that like okay, like it's going to be online here and then it's going to be online there. And it's like I understand the concern as to why like they don't want some classes are online, but
mm,
if they're making mask a requirement and stuff, and like people continue with their lives, like people literally, go to work, people um go to, you know, the grocery store and everything. Why why is the whole education aspect of that such a big deal, even if there were to be social distancing and everything?
I think it like has to more deal with like necessity and importance sort of thing. Like I think it's more like a like you know you have to go to the grocery store and you have to go to like maybe the dentist or something like that. You have to go to the hospital for certain things. Like you get hurt, you have to go to the hospital. You need to feed your family. You need to go to the grocery store. But like some things like, do you need to go party at the bar? Do you need to
No.
go have fun at the beach? And that's where the problem lies. It's we don't need to do these things to keep on living. I think that's where we need to focus our attention on not letting these things happen as much, uh, just because while we're in this time, because like yeah, I mean, I understand people want to have fun and everything, but you really don't need to do all these things now. You can just chill and relax for a little while. I mean, just I'm not saying it's a little while. Don't no telling how long it's gonna be, but just for the sake of humanity and cases not rising and people not dying, you can take a chill. You can relax a little. So I understand the many things, the many precautions that you're taking. The whole mask thing on campus. I mean, I think it is really important to have that.
Yeah.
But there's no like, that's not foolproof. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Yeah.
There's no telling. I mean, it's a safe precaution that you and is taking, which is great, but it's not foolproof. You don't know what they're really going to be doing. I know class sizes are being reduced too, things like that, and like classes that can really be taught online are probably going to be pushed online like heavy. And it's like classes that like can be taught on campus are gonna probably be reduced in the amount of times that they meet. So that's how I see it. It's like if you don't have to go, if it's really not that deep to go, I mean, you probably shouldn't go. But then again, like being an American, it's like part of their culture to just do whatever you want, sort of thing. Like our government doesn't really have that much power over the people, so it's more of a we can do whatever I want. We can do whatever we want, and then any violation that the or any steps that the government tries to take on the people tend to uprise and people tend to get angry and like the no maskers and stuff like that. So that's how I view it.
You know, it okay, so obviously like it hasn't been like the first time that I've seen videos of people like spitting in other people's faces, and
Yeah, that's been gross.
I I don't understand why. Like, what is the reason towards that? Like, are you just trying to like give them corona when you don't even have it? Like, or whatever you
Yeah.
want to give them?
If
Like,
they have it, they should get us like assault with a deadly weapon or something like that. But that's
oh
kind of
my
messed
god.
up. You can't just like come
No,
on, that's a
literally, I
deadly
don't see
disease.
what's the reasoning behind that. And it's like, you should be very ashamed of yourself for doing that to a stranger. Like,
Yeah,
that is some sort of like actual like toxic behavior. Like, literally.
yeah.
Like,
It's really crazy to see all these videos popping up of this.
like I would
It's
never
crazy.
even do that to anyone that I know. Imagine like just doing that to some random person off the street just because
Even if there wasn't COVID going around, like why would you even do that in the first place?
even if you have like everyone has their own like differences, but like I think that's just too deep. Like if you don't want to wear a mask, then and because you're upset that this business isn't allowing you to come in without one,
Yeah,
then
you can't be mad at them.
um
What?
then don't go. Like it's
Yeah.
simple. Like
And they have a variety of things to like help those people that don't want to wear a mask. Like they have curbside shopping too. Like you just tell
exactly.
them what you want and they will go
If
get it
you
for
don't
you.
want to go into a restaurant, then order because they're telling you to wear a mask or I mean, before you get seated, whatever it is, like, okay, then just order it to go. Like, or I don't know, like,
Yeah. They have ways
I mean,
to
like, if
help
you,
these people.
what do these people do for a living then? Like, do you, if you honestly had a job where you were not working at home right now, um, are you just not gonna wear the mask at your job then? Like, that's kind of funny. So it's just
I
like,
mean, probably a lot of these people probably do have the luxury to work at home right now.
No, I'm
Really
saying like
is.
that person didn't have they were going
Yeah.
through a pandemic and they had to work outside. Like, okay,
Hmm.
so are you just not gonna wear the mask then and let everyone else in your office get sick? If you,
Yeah.
yes,
It's really weird how that whole situation has been happening online. It's been a lot of videos, for sure. It's just like majority of these people, no, almost all these people, don't really. I don't know. They feel like they're free. They feel like their freedom is being violated, I guess.
no, like
And
yes,
when really it's really not, man. It's really they're not discriminating against you because you don't have a mask. Like they're legit saying like, "Hey, put on a mask for the safety of our employees, for the safety of people around you. Like, please."
you
And they're not obligated to just keep you in the store. I mean, most of those stores are company owned. The government doesn't own that store. Like those stores are the companies own them. Like they can tell you to leave. They want you. Like they really want you.
thank you, yes, and if you're causing a disturbance, yeah, you're gonna get kicked out. But like, it's funny
Exactly.
'cause, like I feel like all these people that have like spat in people's faces,
Hmm.
I don't feel like they've had a they're in a job where you have to wear a mask. Like for example, like
Hmm.
chefs in restaurants literally have to wear a mask every single day, every single hour of the day, and
Hmm.
they are literally in front of like heat of food every
Exactly. If
day.
you can get any more uncomfortable, look at them.
Those are like
It's really
12
uncomfortable.
hour, 8 hour shifts. With the nurses, it's the same thing. And so it doesn't
Exactly.
really matter how much money you make. Like most occupations are making you wear a mask, and the
For
only
sure.
occupation that's not making you wear a mask is obviously if you work from home. So clearly,
Exactly.
people that are spitting in each other's faces, you're most likely working at home by yourself and you have nothing
Exactly.
else better to do than to
No.
be a disturbance to someone.
And like a lot of these people, like they can't afford to get COVID-19. They literally can't afford to, or it will like really hurt them financially
Yeah,
because if they
people have
test positive,
kids.
they can't go to work, and then
Yes, and
they
people
can't go to work, they can't pay their bills. So
yeah.
and they might get their coworkers infected too, and then they can negatively affect their employees' pockets, which inevitably, if there isn't a good amount of cases, the whole store might shut down, and then now you just ruin everyone's pockets basically, and that's how this disease really can multiply and affect many lives just because people don't want to wear things simple as like a mask. It's
I
like,
think that, you know, so at our school,
mm,
I know that we have like so we have the big classrooms. Like those big size classrooms are nice to do like social distancing.
mhm,
And like maybe you have to skip two seats in order to sit, you know, like
mhm,
and then you might have to wear the mask. You might not have to, whatever. Um,
mhm,
but then um, the classrooms that are a lot smaller, I feel like if they end up doing lectures for those in person, I feel like those have to be broken down into like a set amount of days. So for example, if one class is
yeah,
like Monday and Wednesday, half the students get taught on Monday and then the other half get
mhm.
taught on like Wednesday or at a different
Mhm.
time
They're
because
also not making it required to like you don't really have to go to class. Like they're making it real you don't really have to. So
yeah,
like
you don't have
people
to,
can,
but for
yeah,
the ones that like you have the
if
choice
you want
because
to.
obviously like learning is a different way for
Yeah,
everyone. Like I have
for
a
sure.
friend where she literally has to be in person and that is literally the way it is. Me, I'm kind of like, both, but I can do
Hmm.
online and I'm pretty much fine with it.
Yeah,
Um, but then there's other people like other students that literally live with their grandparents or they like to see their grandparents. And
exactly.
I feel like that's when, maybe you shouldn't go to class if you, I don't know.
Yeah,
Also, I feel like the classrooms, I feel like the doors should always be open. Um,
yeah.
like, you know, I can't stress like how many times like I tried to go in a classroom and the door is locked, and then Yeah, so
Yeah.
leave the doors open so not everyone's touching the door.
Yeah, I'm sure UNF is gonna like implement a lot of things such as like disinfecting the campus like consistently and stuff like that, and like of course the mask policy, and of course the not having to go to class policy and things like that. Um, guess yeah, all these things I mean makes the campus very very different for the upcoming fall semester. Very different.
I
It's gonna
wonder
be
how the
interesting.
cafe's gonna be like.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting how UNF is gonna be able to operate during this time. It's gonna be very different. Um, but I mean, students will definitely be able to get through it for sure. Um, it just hopefully we don't know what's gonna happen during the semester, which may cause a like even more drastic move. We don't know how drastic that move can be. I mean, most drastic thing can be canceling the semester, but I mean that would be very very hard on people. It feels like people are trying to graduate, and summer semester probably held some people back. Fall semester maybe holding people back. So I mean, we don't know. We really don't know how drastic the disease can get. We don't know how drastic the measures can get at UNF, but anything can happen. So I guess I would say be prepared as best as possible for anything to happen. Make sure you have enough masks for yourself. Sure you have enough disinfectants and stuff like that to clean your own space. Sure you're washing your hands every time you get back in your dorm or if you're going back home. Stuff like that.
Oh my god, yes. Okay, so I would wash my hands all the time when I would come back to my door, and I kid you not, dude. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt like literally my hands so clean afterwards. You do not know like how
Yeah,
many things you touch, like when you get on the bus around campus, when you
yeah,
go scan your card in the library, when you touch the keyboards in the library, when you touch
exactly.
your car, when you touch
Yeah,
a
how's the library thing gonna be working now too? Because like the library can be really
when
big.
I was on the call with the president, he said that
Hmm.
they're gonna do like hand sanitizing stations, and I feel like they're probably gonna hire people to like clean that after each. Because I honestly, I know that there's people that aren't gonna wipe it after each use, but
Hmm.
I feel like maybe there'll be people around that will just like, you know, keep clean, that area
Yeah,
clean. Um, I don't know, that could be a new job.
yeah. 'Cause a lot of people like to work in the library, so another thing to stay prepared is maybe trying to make sure your laptop is good and ready to go, so you really don't have to use those other computers at the library. I mean, some people are like forced to sometimes to use those computers just because they may have some problems with
Or they
their
can't like
laptop or yeah, or they don't have one and stuff like that, or it might be dead, or it can be numerous things that could happen.
yeah.
So just trying to stay best prepared as possible because this semester is definitely going to be different. It's definitely going to be something new. We don't know how everyone's going to handle it,
Yeah.
but
But
um,
it's gonna be okay, guys. Like,
yeah, for
you
sure.
know, just if you have it, if you end up getting it ever, I wouldn't freak out. Like, I know several people in my life that have it or have
Yeah.
gotten it, and
Hmm.
they're okay. Um,
Hmm.
but just have that faith and just be like safe about it. If you
Exactly.
feel like you were safe about it and then you got it, then you shouldn't feel as guilty.
Hmm.
Like e- everyone's immune system is different, and like
For sure.
I feel like I have a really good immune system because like I honestly never I get sick like once a year, to be honest. And
Hmm.
but like my brother, for example, he gets allergies like easily, and he's much
Yeah.
older than me. And like my niece, for example, she literally gets sick like seasonally, like I kid you not. So everyone's
Hmm.
immune system's different, and no matter what age you are, so you guys just need to be safe out there,
Yeah. Be
follow the
responsible for sure.
protocols, yeah, and be courteous of what they're requiring you to do. Like they're not trying to hurt your feelings, they're not trying to make it it's not about you. Okay, that's the
For
thing.
sure.
It's literally about the company that has control over them, and
Mm,
what is going on in society with what those regulations are. So
definitely.
I feel like those people that don't want to wear the mask, like, and you're violating your rights or something like that,
Yeah,
it's really not about that. It's really not. But yeah, so I
yeah,
think we're gonna end it here, guys. Thanks for
mm,
listening,
yeah.
and we hope to see you guys for our next episode. Follow us on Instagram. If you want to listen to our other podcasts, they're on Spotify, YouTube, and some of them are also on here on Instagram. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.